Welcome to the Agent's Advisor, theagentsadvisor.com. My name is Joe Morris, CEO of the Agent's Advisor. I'm glad to have you here today on today's webinar. I'm going to get into today's webinar, and we want to welcome you to our daily webinar we do on Tuesdays. That's the day at 10 and 2. In today's webinar, we're real excited about talking about it. It's going to be called the Unlocking the Hidden Asset in the Senior Market. But before we get into that, I want to remind you about our website at theagentsadvisor.com. There's some great tools on this website, and I particularly like our sales tools, where you can use our quoting tools and our quote engines. As you know, if you've been on our webinars before, I really like our resources tab. I think you're going to find a lot of benefits from it. It's the who's who and what we do. We've got here our partners, MedPlan Network. If you're in the property and casualty business, if you're a financial planner or a CPA and Medicare Advantage is not in your wheelhouse, you can outsource that to our partner at MedPlan Network. If you're looking to help your client with a group plan or compliance in the group market, Benefit Resource Systems, or if you're looking to help a larger employer do a self-funded plan, Benetrust is a broker partner of ours that we do TPA services to help you grow those self-funded cases. Also in here, when you look at this index of the who's who and what we do, you can click on the top trade associations such as NAHU, NAFA, trade publications such as Benefits Pro, or our other partners like Life Settlement Advisors. You click on their link, boom, it takes you right there, and you get all the updates and information that you need. Beyond that, when you navigate our website, of course, on our homepage, if you're looking to get continuing education coursework done, or you need to get an agent licensed, and of course our training webinar calendar, agent seminar calendar, agency marketing. We have tax help and legal service partners there. I've used them. They do great work. If you're looking for working capital or need lending for acquisitions, our agency lending tab will take you right to some of the who's who in that market. Agency succession planning, of course, is if you're looking to retire out of your business, find a way to ride off into the sunset. I want to talk to you about that. We've got a great retirement program that we can help you retire out of your business. And of course, if you're looking to grow professionally through professional designations or certifications, our professional designations tab will guide you to the top providers of professional designations inside of our industry and certification updates and information on how to get certified to sell. And lastly, check us out on our Facebook page, like us at the Agent's Advisor. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's where we broadcast live Advisor TV and Advisor Radio. And connect with us on LinkedIn. We've got a great LinkedIn page there as well, and a network of professionals all over the country that really are vertically integrated to what we do, and I think that would be a great value for you as well. If you're looking to get contracted, or if you want to contact us, always click on our Contact Us page, and here you'll find our toll-free number, our email address, and we're located in beautiful downtown Noblesville in the Square, and we're broadcasting live from our studios at the Agent's Advisor, theagentsadvisor.com. So let's go ahead and get started in today's webinar. I want to talk to you about this subject because this is one of those subjects that I believe it will be very good for you in growing your business. So welcome to the Agent's Advisor Tuesday webinar. Today's topic is going to be unlocking a hidden asset in the senior market. The key points that you're going to get out of today's webinar is you're going to learn that prospecting is made easy with this program. You're going to learn to cross-sell new services and products to existing clients by finding assets inside existing policies. To date, 1 million policies each year will disappear without your help. Over $100 billion will be wiped out without your help. There's huge market potential in this market space. So what is the huge market potential? Well, when you look at Medicare beneficiaries and the numbers and the stats and facts behind that, the United States is aging. Baby boomers begin to retire in 2011. We've already seen that rush happen. Beginning in 2012, more than 100,000 people started turning age 65 each month. And Medicare enrollment is projected to nearly double between 2010 and 2040. So on average, more than 10,000 people will turn age 65 every day in the U.S. When you look at distribution of enrollment in Medicare, by the numbers, according to Kaiser Family Foundation, the most recent numbers, 2016, that you've got 17.6 million Medicare beneficiaries will enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan. So that's 31% of those enrollments happening right now. And here's a quick snapshot of the breakdown of the Medicare Advantage enrollments as of 2016, and those numbers continue to go up. And with you being in the senior market, or if you're in the health insurance market, you know the Medicare market is a great market. There's a lot of potential in this, and that's why we feel like there's a great opportunity to unlock a hidden asset inside the senior market. And you right now are poised to take advantage of that to help your client as well as grow revenue for your firm. So what is that? Well, what we're going to do, what is the solution and how you can help your clients? What we're going to talk about today is we're going to teach you how to learn about it, how to talk about it, how to help your client with it, how to grow revenue from it, how to build a positive reputation because of it. So what we're going to tell you is let's get started in it. I'd like to introduce our guest today, Leo LaGrotte. He is with Life Settlement Advisors. He's going to teach us today how to create new revenue with life settlements. Welcome to today's webinar, Leo. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate the opportunity to be here and share ideas.
Great. Well, this is a great idea. We introduced you last week on Advisor TV, Advisor Radio, with a little basic overview and introduction to life settlements. And we had a great conversation in that. Folks, you can find that Advisor TV on-demand video by going to our YouTube channel at Advisor TV. Just look it up, subscribe to our channel, and you'll be able to see Leo and I in our little tabletop interview going over life settlements. So go ahead, let's get started.
Well, thank you, Joe. Today we're going to talk about creating new revenue with life settlements. Over 85% of all life insurance policies are lapsed or surrendered in the United States. That's a staggering statistic when you stop and think about the number of policies that are sold every year. What is a life settlement? A life settlement is the sale of a life insurance policy for an amount greater than the cash surrender value, but less than the death benefit. Who qualifies for a life settlement? Ideally, we're talking about a male or a female that is 65 and older. They've had a change in health since their policy was issued. The minimum face amount is a $100,000 policy. Life expectancy, preferably 13 years or less. Minimal loans against the policy, and the policy has met the 2-year contestability period. Why would someone want to sell their policy? They may need to pay for unexpected expenses such as health care. Policy premiums may become too expensive. An existing policy no longer meets the needs or is not performing. An insured may be considering lapsing or surrendering their policy. They may want to purchase a long-term care insurance policy. Or they've simply outlived their beneficiaries. Or they want to take those dollars and invest them towards retirement. Why would someone want to sell their policy? Changes in the estate taxes make it more beneficial. A need to liquidate an asset due to a bankruptcy, possibly, or a sale of a business. Corporate liquidation of key man policies, such as a company is sold and the need for those life insurance contracts no longer exist. And the same would be true for a corporate liquidation of policies for buy-sell agreements as well.
So let me ask a question. When you talk about liquidation of a key man policy or liquidation of the funding for a buy-sell agreement, let's say, for example, under a key man policy, you've had an employee who left the company. Wouldn't that not trigger a life settlement option?
Absolutely could trigger a life settlement option.
So when you're looking at employment termination, if there's an existing policy in place, could trigger that as well?
Right, absolutely,
Okay.
because the need for that contract has gone away. So most often, what employers will do is just surrender and take whatever the cash surrender value is.
Excellent.
Excuse me, one slide too many. Types of policies purchased. Term insurance is one of the most popular contracts that are purchased. Term insurance must be convertible, and in today's marketplace, most all term life insurance contracts have a convertibility clause. Universal life, that is probably the most popular life insurance policy that's purchased in the life settlement market. Survivorship policies, as most of you probably already know, with the 2017 tax law changes, most folks today have no longer a need for a joint survivorship because you can exclude in excess of $11 million per person of your estate. Variable life insurance has a market as well. Whole life insurance, that's probably the most difficult. The reason being is because it fills up with cash. Adjustable life insurance can be sold as well. And then, as we mentioned earlier, key man and corporate-owned life insurance can be sold. And portable group. I want to mention that because most often when you retire or leave employment, you have term insurance through your group health. That is portable, and that can be sold. What factors go into the purchase or an offer in selling your policy? Age and life expectancy are very important, along with your health status. Future premium costs, market rate of return on similar investments, the financial status of the issuing insurance company, and the structure of the policy. Now, when I say structure of the policy, what I mean by that is it corporate owned? Is it trust owned? Is it individually owned?
So when you look at that, what we've talked about thus far, would you agree that for an advisor that's in the Medicare markets, an advisor that's a financial planner, a tax preparer that's a financial advisor in the tax world, up to this point, each one of them have an opportunity in this untapped market, with this growing market?
Absolutely, Joe. And the one thing a lot of these advisors are doing is leaving money on the table. They're not asking the question, did you know you can sell all or a portion of your life insurance policy? Because as we stated earlier, 1 million life insurance policies will be surrendered this year in excess of $100 billion. So these clients of these advisors, they don't know that they can sell their policy. That's why they lapse it.
So what examples do you have?
So in our recent case study that I'll bring up, we have Mrs. Perkins. She's 78 years old and she has a universal life insurance policy. In this example, the death benefit being $1 million, and the reason this policy was purchased has gone away. So Mrs. Perkins has a couple options. One, let that policy continue to run without funding it, and eventually it will lapse. Another option would be to surrender it and take any cash surrender value. But a third option is to sell it. And in this example, she received $110,000 for that policy, a significant amount over the cash surrender value. Now, those funds can be used to do whatever Mrs. Perkins chooses to do. Another example is a term policy. So Mr. Chambers, age 73, had a 20-year convertible term policy in the amount of $1 million. This was a corporate-owned policy. He sold his company. It was transferred to him, and he had to make a decision. Do I keep this policy, or do I just let this policy go? So after talking to his financial advisor, his advisor suggested he explore a life settlement because he was not in the best of health, and he was able to sell it for $120,000. That makes a significant difference in the lives of these clients. Benefits to agents and brokers. You're going to receive a commission. So as an advisor, when you're working with a client and they end up selling a policy, you can earn a very handsome commission on the sale of that policy. Another thing you'll do is reduce the lapse rate. So if you are the agent that sold or the advisor that sold that policy obviously, if it's sold, is going to stay in force. So you'll reduce your lapse rates. Your retention rate will go up. Another benefit is that you can sell replacement products. You may be able to use that money for an annuity. You may be able to use it towards a Medicare supplement or any other product that your client may have an interest in. As we mentioned, the renewal commissions will continue to flow towards you. So if you've got $1 million policy and it's a term policy, you're not receiving much of anything off of that. But a term policy is going to be converted to some form of a permanent product, which most often is going to be a universal life contract. You're going to receive those renewal commissions. And of course, and most importantly, when you think about a term policy, when it's converted, there's a commission, first-year commission, that's paid out on that term policy. And it's all based upon the size of the policy and the premium, but those can be very attractive commissions to an advisor as well. And you don't have to be the writing agent to convert a term policy. If someone else wrote it and you happen to be working with the client today, you can take advantage of that conversion.
Well, let's look at an example of that.
Okay. So we have a 67-year-old business owner. He's got a $2 million term policy, and it's a 10-year term, and he's got 6 months left on that term. So in this example, his advisor suggested, why don't we explore a life settlement? With a life settlement, at least you can not only get back your premiums, but you might find that you'll have a profit above what you paid into this policy. So at the end of the day, after the policy was marketed, it was sold for $120,000. The agent received a check for $10,000 on the life settlement transaction. The agent was paid on the conversion of that policy, and the target premium on that was $80,000. So depending upon what grid you were on as an advisor, you're going to get a percentage of that. The agent sells the client a new $2 million policy in this example and received a target commission on $25,000 in premium. So total compensation to the agent was $110,000. Now, not are you always going to be able to sell a policy into the secondary market and an insured be able to qualify as well. But those cases do happen occasionally. Benefits to the client. No cost to pursue a life settlement transaction. And there's no obligation. If an offer is presented, they do not necessarily have to accept that. There's no medical exam. You can gain liquidity, obviously, through a life settlement because there's going to be a lump sum payment. You're relieved of the premium expense, and that's an important thing to note because most individuals, when they're looking at disposing of a life insurance contract, one of the benefits is that you no longer have to pay the premium. Whoever bought it is going to pay that premium. The net proceeds will exceed the cash surrender value. They can use those proceeds to fund alternative products that will fit their needs. And they can provide gifts to family members or possibly even a donation to their favorite charity. They can also retain a portion of their death benefit. Now you might ask, what does that mean? Well, with a life settlement transaction, you don't have to sell the entire policy. So if you have $1 million life insurance policy and maybe you want to retain $200,000 of it, you can do that. Questions to ask your client when you're in a client's meeting. Did you know that you can sell all or a portion of your life insurance policy? Even a term insurance policy? And that's an important question to work into the conversation at some point. As an advisor, you determine when that point will be, but I think it's critical. Why do you own a life insurance policy? That's an important question to ask a prospective client or a client, because a lot of times the need's gone away, they just don't know what to do with it. When was the last time you had your policy reviewed? Does the need for that policy still exist? And can I meet with you to talk about your hidden financial asset? And that's an excellent question when you're in your office calling clients and you're trying to get an appointment with them. That's a question that your clients are going to say, well, what are you talking about, a hidden asset? I think I'd like to meet with you about that. Top prospects, Medicare insurance advisors, life insurance advisors, financial planners, fee only or commission based, wealth management departments at banks, development heads at charities or non-for-profits, estate planning attorneys, trust officers, and CPAs.
I like this top prospects in terms of prospects, meaning who's going to help the client. When you look at our core partners, these are independent insurance agents and advisors around the nation that primarily focus in the health insurance marketplace. We do have a number of partners that are life insurance and financial planners. So they're life insurance advisors, financial planners, and a network of CPAs and elder law attorneys. The latter, meaning the life insurance advisor and agent or the financial planner or CPA or elder law attorneys, they use us with our Med Plan Network program where they outsource the Medicare needs of their clients and insurance needs to Med Plan Network and our virtual agents. When you look at the agent's advisor and our national network of over 7,800 advisors across the nation, they're always looking for ways to reinvent themselves, but more importantly, bring value to their customer base. That list of prospects for life settlement advisors is really the core bread and butter of what the agent's advisor is and how we look to empower the independent insurance agent, financial planner, CPA, and elder law attorney. So that slide hits right to who our audience really is.
Gaining exposure outside your book of business. We suggest develop referral networks with top prospects throughout associations, events that you may attend, or conferences. E-newsletters are a great way to get your message out today and to let your prospects know about the products and services that you offer. And then, of course, anytime you're doing a presentation or even a webinar, this is an opportunity, once again, to spread the word about what you can do for your clients.
So for those viewing and listening today, the opportunity for you to grow, that falls kind of into our agency marketing side of what we offer at the website, theagentsadvisor.com. If you're looking for presentations, webinars, we have a custom toolbox and a library of these types of items to help you do this, and certainly the training. That's what brings us here today, is to continually train you, empower you, expose you to some of the hidden treasures, no pun intended, or hidden assets, no pun intended, in terms of what you can do to help your client. So definitely follow up with us on that, because I'd like to have that conversation with you listening today and watching today, because that's something I believe in wholeheartedly, and I think it's a great tool for you to be thinking about going forward if you're not already doing it.
Licensing. Licensing varies state by state regarding life settlement transactions. So currently over 40 states have some form of regulation on the books regarding life settlements. I suggest contact your state insurance department. You can go online. They're going to have information about life settlements, and it's relatively easy to be licensed. Most states have reciprocatories.
So if you currently have a life license, for the most part, and generally speaking, you're good to go.
Absolutely. Some states you've got to just register with them to let them know that you are involved in the life settlement business. If you're going out of state, obviously there's some notification with that state, meaning that you get a license in that state. So
basically, for those of you viewing and listening, if you have a life license, for the most part, you're good to go. But again, contact your Department of Insurance, and we can give you the guidance on that as well. We can help you with that. Just let us know, and we'll let you know in what particular state you have a case to work on that we can help you do that. Also, I might ask you, Leo, is there any special certification required to do a life settlement for an independent agent, financial planner, or CPA?
For an independent agent, they just have to be life insurance licensed.
No product certification, nothing like that?
There is no product certification.
Okay, great. Great.
Choosing a life settlement partner. A life settlement is no different than selling a home. Find a trusted, experienced life settlement partner. A partner that will provide valuation of the policy, a partner that will market to credible buyers, and provides ongoing education, whether it be webinars, newsletters, or any other form of content that may help you in educating your clients.
So for those listening and viewing today, I'll tell you why we chose Life Settlement Advisors and Leo LaGrotte. We found that for us to have that personal touch, to bring the value added, and to have access to the market like Leo and his organization, Life Settlement Advisors, does, we felt that was the best fit for us. It's no different than when you're looking on a personal level to find a mortgage broker. It's no different than our clients, you and ours, that look to find a good insurance agent or advisor. You want to be with somebody that has the experience. And Leo, you bring 18 years experience in this marketplace.
That is correct.
Somebody that has worked on the little case, the average bread and butter case, which is what? What would you say the average?
$100,000 is the minimum case.
Mm-hmm.
The average case is going to run somewhere in the mid six figures.
And then when you look at the most extreme case, those large, really detailed, structured cases, you've handled those as well.
Absolutely. The $10 million case is not something we run across every day, but we've handled a number of $10 million transactions.
So the point is, when you partner, we have chosen to partner with Life Settlement Advisors as our go-to for this and bringing you this content and information today. We want to educate you on it, and after doing our due diligence, we found that Leo LaGrotte, Life Settlement Advisors, is that true partner for us. So thank you for being a partner.
Thank you, Joe. Why Life Settlement Advisors? We provide a turnkey service, and we do all the back office processing and follow-up. We're experienced, we're licensed, relationships with multiple institutional and private equity funding entities. We have sales support, resources, education, work exclusively in the life settlement industry. That's all we do, Joe, nothing else. And we can extend $1 million of E&O coverage to agents who do business through us.
Do they need a special E&O policy for life settlements?
Well, it's recommended. Most E&O policies do not cover for life settlements, but with our E&O policy, we have a clause that extends coverage.
So that, for those viewing and listening, you will have access to this E&O coverage, and they can extend that to you to basically as an addendum to your existing E&O. If you have questions on that, don't hesitate to give us a call at our office and we'll explain that in detail.
What's next? Have questions, need training, have a case to submit, ready. Let's get started.
Yeah, let's get started. So if you have any questions, we want you to give us a call. Call us at 877-886-4829 or email us at info@theagentsadvisor.com. We want you to get the training, so we'll continue to bring this to you. Check us out on our YouTube channel, Advisor TV. You'll see it when you put in your search on YouTube, you put in the word Advisor TV, you'll see our logo. Click on that. That's our library of training videos and information for Advisor TV and Advisor Radio. If you have a case to submit, do the same. Call us or email us. We'll help you develop that case. We'll go over it. We'll scrub the case with you, and then we can submit it on to Life Settlement Advisors for them to work on that case, and they'll do all the backroom work for you. They'll do all the background, everything they need to do on it, and you can watch that by getting a status. How often do you send out statuses?
Every 2 weeks. So when we begin working on a case, it can take 90 days start to finish to complete. So what we do is we'll send out an email every 2 weeks with an update so the advisor can keep their client abreast of the transaction.
Excellent. So if you're ready to get started, we're ready to get started with you and help you. And just watch your emails. Stay tuned as we do our weekly Monday Kickstart, as we do announcing what our upcoming webinars are and upcoming Advisor TV guest appearances are. And we'll get you going with this. I think this is a great start. I think this is a great opportunity for you, the listener and the viewer that's in this market. And if you're looking to grow into it beyond just this concept of the life settlement, this great tool to help your client uncover hidden assets, I think also if you're looking to get started in this market, you know the other programs we have to offer you in terms of health, Medicare, life, annuities, and group products. Give us a call. Visit us on the web at theagentsadvisor.com. And as always, we want to say thank you. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being a partner. Have a great day.